We're going to be looking at how we can use the animate method, but I want to show you a really awesome feature where you can actually have the values that you use, they can actually be relative to the element's current values, and you can create some really cool effects this way. So let's go ahead and let's do this. This is the page that we're going to start working with. It's essentially the same one that we had before, except I've just added in the navigation and the header. And here's our HTML. You can see once again, here's the container div that wraps around everything. Here's my nav, here's my h1, and then here's the image holder div that we created in the last exercise. So we'll go ahead and we'll go back into our JavaScript jQuery page, and you can see that I've deleted everything that we had in there from before. So what we're going to do here now is we're just going to kind of start from scratch, and the reason I added the navigation is because we're going to have this behavior be invoked by the user actually hovering over the buttons or the animation. So let's set this up. I'm going to go ahead and target one of the buttons. I'll just use the first one that appears there. That is my cocktails button. And I'm going to go ahead and give the instruction that I want my functions to be triggered by a hover. And I'll just go ahead and close up this statement. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my set of instructions inside. So the set of instructions are going to be that we want the image holder to animate, so we'll use the animate method, and I'm going to be targeting my margin left just like we did in the last one, but here's going to be the difference in what we were working with before. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to specify for my margin left a value of plus equals, and let's just use our 400 pixels again. And I'll go ahead and close up that value. I'm going to close my curly brace, add a comma, and we'll add the amount of time in milliseconds, and we'll have this one happen a little bit quicker. We'll go ahead and use 200 this time. Now, what I basically have put here by using the plus and the equal sign is I'm specifying that the value will be added to, in this case, the element's current property. So whatever the current property is, I'm now adding on 400 pixels. You can use plus equal to add, or you can use minus equal to subtract. So we're going to utilize this so that we can have the cherries kind of fly across the screen, if you will, when the button is hovered. And I'm going to go ahead and specify, right, like if I save my page right now and we go ahead and we preview this in the browser, you can see when I hover over, that slides across the screen, and then as soon as I hovered away, it actually slid across the screen again. Because this is being triggered by hover, I hover, and then as soon as I move again, I'm essentially like hovering on another spot of the element. And you can see that I'm getting a horizontal scroll bar, and if I scroll, my cherries are going way far away. So every time I touch the cocktails, my cherries are flying across the stage. So let's go ahead and let's fix this a little bit. We don't want them to just endlessly move across the stage, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this in a function, and we've done this before. I'll go ahead and I'll add the curly brace and a comma, and then we'll type function, and we'll open another curly brace, and then I'm going to pretty much just utilize this exact same line of script again. The only thing that I want to change here is I'm going to change this to a minus. So now it's going to create the little toggle for us, and when you hover over the object, it's going to move to the right, and then when you mouse away, it'll move to the left, which is exactly what we want to have happen. This should be a comma. Now when I refresh my page and I hover over, you can see that this kind of moves back and forth. So now we have an animation occurring based on the user's mouse behavior. As soon as they mouse over this, it moves to the right, and as soon as I mouse away, it moves back to the left. So it's really neat that we can achieve this very precise control over how this image is moving, and we've actually kind of created a toggle here by going ahead and specifying particular properties, in this case the margin left, and animating those properties by using the animate method. And as you go ahead and experiment with this, you're going to find all kinds of interesting and really compelling effects that you'll be able to use, and it's really fun to be able to make things move across your stage with just a little bit of code.